on.
For sure.
Okay.
I'm sure. It was tough going today.
Nan says we're on. Okay, I'd like to welcome everyone, our dear listeners around the world, to a special recording of Dinner with Dan. We are not having dinner tonight, but on the table we have a bunch of bottles of wine, saltwater taffy from the Vermont Country Store, and Eddie just brought out a bowl of Grifo pretzel loops, which are the most salty pretzel loops in America, but they are so good.
And it looks like some ice cream.
And some ice cream.
Cheese.
Cheese?
And cheese. There you go.
What a meal.
So,
What a meal we're having tonight.
yeah. If you, our dear listeners, know that we promise that we want to go 2 weeks again without having some new content. So,
Because we're such a professional podcast.
We're getting there.
growing.
And my son Marty, who's been a two-time table guest, came up with the idea a couple of weeks ago that we should do a decade in review. So tonight we're going to record a decade in review, where we're going to talk about what our favorite Best Picture was, and then also others. So
Of that decade, right?
of that decade. So this week, you'll hear the 30s. Then the following week, we will be back live with Lawrence of Arabia. But then we'll be off again for a week, and then there'll be the decade of the 40s. And then if we ever have to do a filler, there'll be the decade of the 50s.
60s, on and on.
So that's what we're all about tonight. So at the table tonight, we have table regular Dan Whaley, Sam Braun, Kate Evans, Paul Southbound Robinson,
Oh, boy.
and my son Eddie, who
Eddie.
has joined us this evening. So
Wine.
For the wine.
for the wine.
And there are more terrible reasons to join us.
Exactly.
So tonight we're going to start with the 30s, okay? And we did lump in Wings because it technically was 1929. Although it's interesting, you know.
I think it wasn't it
there's-
28. Yeah,
Yeah, they-
Wings and Broadway Melody. It was a little janky in the beginning, wasn't it?
So they finally figured out.
Yeah.
I think a lot of things say, no, it's 29, but you know, it's kind of like the NFL. It's when you win the season, it's actually after the season.
Right.
True.
Yeah. So anyhow, I'm just going to go right down the list right now of the best pictures, including Wings.
Okay.
And then we'll shoot it around the table. And we'll talk about what each one of our favorites was, and then other movies that the movies were up against. So we had Wings, which was, we remember it was a World War I aviation movie. Then it was followed by Broadway Melody, which was a complete talkie. Then All Quiet on the Western Front, which was a very gritty movie. Then Cimarron, which I know was Nan Whaley's favorite movie. Then there was that movie that they talk about all the time, Grand Hotel. And if you remember when we did recently The Apartment, that's what
Grand Hotel came up, right?
he wants to watch is
He got so
Grand
excited.
Hotel.
The classic Grand
Yeah,
Hotel.
the
Classic
classic.
Grand Hotel, but then they keep going to commercials. So, and then there's Paul Robinson's favorite, Cavalcade. And just so you know, Cavalcade that year for Best Picture beat A Farewell to Arms, 42nd Street, I'm a Fugitive from a Chain Gang, Lady for a Day, Little Women, Private Life of Henry VIII, She Done Him Wrong, Smiling Through, and State Fair.
Wow.
Some big ones.
Cavalcade won, I have no idea.
I have a theory. I have a theory on some of these years.
Well, we'll get to
Yeah.
that. Then the next one was It Happened One Night, which was a great movie with
Yeah.
Clark Gable.
And Claudette Colbert, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Mutiny on the Bounty, which was another great movie with Clark Gable. Then The Great Ziegfeld. Then we come on to The Life of Emile Zola. And then You Can't Take It With You. And then finally, closing out the decade was Nan Whaley's favorite.
All
Most
favorite.
favorite.
Most favorite.
All-time favorite.
All time. It ranks right up there with
Yeah.
If she has to decide between Gone with the Wind and Gigi, it's she got to flip.
I know, it's tough. It's tough.
Yeah, cool.
1939.
Yeah, that was the one I ripped the most, I think,
I
right?
think so.
Yep.
That kind of began my.
Yeah, you came in loaded for bear.
Yeah.
And weeks before we got to it. Yeah.
I know.
Okay, so I think what I'd like to start with is I'll say what my favorite
Oh,
was
I love it.
without justifying it.
Okay.
And then we can go around and then we'll.
Oh, yeah.
So we go-
Michael
and then we'll
Myers used
just-
to say when he played the lady and discuss.
Coffee talk.
Coffee talk.
Coffee talk, yeah, discuss.
Discuss.
I've thought about this long and hard. I really liked All Quiet on the Western Front. I really liked Grand Hotel. Grand Hotel is a great movie. So many good lines. Such great acting. I loved It Happened One Night. I mean, those 30s were some great movies. But I tell you,
Bangers, as the kids say.
bangers. I got to go with You Can't Take It With You.
Ah.
Okay.
Man,
Capra.
Yeah, I just
Hard to resist.
read this. So, okay, I've had my say. Now, Nan Whaley, your favorite?
My favorite. Good choice, Dan. You can't take it with you. The Frank Capra special. But my favorite is It Happened One Night. And what's the line at the end? The drum, the thing, the walls of Jericho came coming down.
Yeah.
I fell in love with Clark Gable, and It Happened One Night. So I loved it. Sammy.
All right. Well, I think from a movie making standpoint, the costumes, the acting, the cinematography, it is probably Gone with the Wind. But the message is so bad, it is so racist that I will not pick it. I wouldn't even put it in like my top 2 or 3 from the decade. My favorite scene is the opening wagon scene in Cimarron, but the rest of the movie disappointed a little bit. Well, maybe a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to say Cavalcade, aren't you?
No, that one, there were 2 that I would not recommend watching of all these. The rest of them were worthwhile. The 2 I put at the bottom would be Cavalcade and Broadway Melody. I would not spend. Well, that's fine. Well, you can
I thought
like
it
it.
was all right. Yeah.
All right.
Okay,
Well,
what's your
I didn't enjoy it.
Favorite, yeah.
Well, my favorite, it is close between You Can't Take It With You, which is really fun. I really enjoyed, but I am going to go with Grand Hotel as my favorite.
Good pick. Nice.
Yeah,
I can't argue with that.
yeah. Great acting, great setting, good twists in it, and always a sucker for the anti-hero
Yeah.
in a movie.
Go, nothing ever happened.
Never.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I only watched one. I'm going with All Quiet on the Western Front.
Hey,
That-
it's a good. It's
That
a good
is
pick.
that is a good one. That's probably
All
third
the
for
other
me.
ones seem boring. So,
Duncan?
Dan, I got really nervous there because I also thought about All Quiet on the Western Front. I got nervous because I thought for a second we're going to be on the same wavelength. Because I thought All Quiet on the Western Front was good as a history major. I liked the World War I action, etc. Grand Hotel, I thought long and hard about making that one my number one. But my number one ended up being It Happened One Night.
Okay.
I just like the openings. Well, I'll say the Me Too, so as we would say today, like on the bus. For some reason, I just like the old school transportation. And,
The meet cute.
yeah,
Yeah.
Was
It's
this
so good.
Was this the first rom-com? It's definitely the first one to win Best Picture.
Yeah.
I think so.
Was probably
It has to be
At least for
among.
Best Picture.
Probably
Among
the
the
first one that was a
first.
talkie.
yeah.
Yeah, among
Yeah.
the first, I'm sure.
But
Yeah.
they were making what they called them screwball comedies.
Yeah.
Carol Lombard and
Yeah.
Mary.
This was the
Astor.
decade.
Yeah, this is the decade.
Yep.
The
To really
screwball.
start
And
that.
90 years later, they're the same formula.
Yeah.
If you make a rom-com, it's the same kind of thing with the meet cute and the powerful father and the
some sort of conflict.
They hate each other and they don't hate each other.
One is almost always engaged to someone else in the beginning.
Yeah. There's always some other person. It's usually some snooty rich guy.
That's right. Unlikable character.
Yeah.
Good pick, Polly.
Yeah.
Evans.
Okay. So yeah, there were 3 movies that I really didn't care for in this decade. And it was, I didn't really Cimarron was not my cup of tea. Cavalcade and
watch the opening
Gone with
scene of Cimarron, and then
Basically,
you don't have to watch
you
the
don't
rest
have
of
to
it.
watch anything. The big rush in the beginning,
That's
it
amazing.
all goes downhill from there. Literally. So, when this decade, it's like the beginning starts with movies that I think a lot of us were more unfamiliar with than later on in the decade. And it really picks up steam as it goes. I love It Happened One Night. I really enjoyed Mutiny on the Bounty.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed our discussion about it. And we had a good dinner. It was like, I remember it was like winter. It was a cold winter's day, and here we are in August. But my favorite also, Dan, was You Can't Take It With You. I love that movie, and I've loved it for a long time. For my money, Jean Arthur and Jimmy Stewart and Frank Capra, perfect.
It was fantastic.
Because honestly, one of my favorite movies of the decade did not win Best Picture, and it was Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. And those 3 were, reunited for that a year after You Can't Take It With You. And I love that movie.
It's a great movie.
So
I have to say,
Okay,
on
so we
on
have just to
yeah.
for You Can't Take It With You. That's Dan and Kate. It Happened One Night. Nan and Paul. Sam is Grand Hotel, and Eddie is All Quiet on the Western
The
Front.
only non-shallow member of this group.
Oh, listen.
says the person who watched one movie
So he
in the
picked it.
decade.
So anyhow, that's where we're coming down on it.
I was gonna say on It Happened One Night. This is why it's also my favorite of the decade. I went back and watched the scene where he goes to the dad.
Oh yeah.
And, and the dad's like, he goes on about I'm miserable. I can't take it anymore. And he's like, well, you must be in love. Clearly I am,
Clearly.
It was that scene. That was the first time in the movie, as we were watching this movie, that I was like, this scene is so good. I have to watch it again.
Yeah.
And so I think that makes it deserve best on it.
Remember at the end of Western Front, he was grabbing for the butterfly, and how symbolic that is.
Yes. I mean, I'm not disagreeing. I didn't say All Quiet on the Western Front was Cimarron or Cavalcade.
Agreed.
But that movie, honestly, All Quiet on the Western Front was very difficult. I mean, it was a very hard, tough movie, and it was great. But it was tough.
It falls into the category of, glad we watched it and discussed it, and it's an important movie that people should watch. But when we talk about a favorite,
it's not going to be my favorite.
It's not going to be my favorite.
I mean, I'll say the saying about Schindler's List when we're in the 90s.
Right.
For All Quiet on the Western Front, and I think given the technology of filming technology, I think they did really well.
Oh,
trying to
yeah.
convey, the war.
They did. It was great.
Absolutely.
So we like your choice, Eddie. I just like the rom-com better. I mean, I'm a When Harry Met Sally kind of girl. I don't know what to tell you. Nora Ephron's my spirit animal. What do you want?
There were truly memorable scenes in almost all the movies.
Yes.
I'm saying
Yes.
almost because I'm trying to think of one from Cavalcade.
I joke about it, but it's the March of Time. Right?
It is. It's the actual literal.
I get Cimarron and Cavalcade confused. Which is which?
Cavalcade's
the one
in
about
English.
settling Oklahoma.
Right. The
Yeah.
kind of a westernish.
Oh, Cimarron's the one, and it goes
The
forever.
other reason why you get those two confused because in Cimarron they advance so many years.
Yes.
So it is like the passage of time. Also.
Yeah, but Cavalcade's the one they're British, right?
Yes.
Oh, and it's ridiculous.
This family.
multiple times with the champagne.
Yeah.
and-
You're forced to spend way too much time with that family.
And they have-
family in this movie.
They have upstairs, downstairs in that movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
Is that
yes,
now? I'm
yes.
getting there. Okay. So memorable. You have to remind remind me. What was that movie?
Oh, you didn't rewatch any scenes?
Yeah, no scenes from that one stand out. Not to me either.
I did watch it though. Yeah.
So some of the other movies that were in the
Yeah.
30s.
Yeah.
I just want to read a couple as we continue on our conversation. In 39, when Gone with the
Yeah,
Wind.
and this deserves its own category because it is largely considered one of the best years
Years of
for
movies. Yeah.
ever.
Let's talk about this.
And like, yeah, this
Yeah.
is amazing.
1939. And back then, they went from nominating 5 to nominating 10.
Right.
Which they recently did again.
Right.
But now they're back, I think, just to 5 again.
Are they?
Oh, I
think
thought they
so.
were still 10.
I don't
Maybe
know.
I don't know.
But in 1939, Gone with the Wind was up against Dark Victory, which is a great movie.
It's a great movie, Betty Davis.
Goodbye, Mr. Chips, another very
Good movie.
Love Affair, which I don't think I've seen.
It's An Affair to Remember. It's the kind of
original?
OG An Affair to Remember. Yeah,
Mr. Smith
pretty
Goes to
good.
Washington,
great. Love it.
Nikochka,
Ninochka.
Ninochka.
Very cute. It's another rom-com. I'm telling you, like, this is the year. Watch these other. We did not like Gone with the Wind. Go watch the other ones, and you'll be like,
What they doing?
it's
Stagecoach,
it's
which
the
is
spectacle
one of the best
that put it over the
ever
top.
made.
Yep.
Stagecoach.
Oh
Stagecoach,
yeah.
Yep.
The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah. I know. I know.
Amazing film.
I know.
And Wuthering Heights.
It's a very good adaptation of Mice and Men as well.
Yeah.
That was
Oh,
the
I didn't
10th.
see that one. In there.
Yeah,
Okay.
of Mice
Yeah,
and Men.
I mean, I think we'd have to. The Wizard of Oz is probably the
Amazing.
most significant movie of the
Yeah.
decade,
Can you
and
imagine?
maybe the most significant for several decades. I mean, we just had a blockbuster spin-off
Yep.
of the two-part spin-off of the Wizard
Still
of Oz that
hugely
came
popular and relevant
out last
today,
year
right?
and the year before. Yes, like still incredibly relevant.
And then the whole Wicked phenomenon, right?
That's what he's
I mean,
talking
That's
about.
That's what I'm talking about. Is
about.
Wicked. Yeah,
The book.
yeah.
Just because of that.
What
Yeah.
happened before Dorothy got to Oz?
Yeah.
That's fantastic too.
So good.
yeah.
Yeah.
1938, when You Can't Take It With You, it was up against Adventures of Robin Hood, which is a
Errol Flynn.
Technicolor delight.
It is. The colors
colors
really
in
pop.
that movie are not known to nature.
That is correct. That is absolutely true.
It was like our dear friend, whose name I won't say out loud, but she dyed her hair in a color
Yeah.
that was not known to nature.
Correct. The merry men are wearing bright tights and
Alexander's Ragtime Band, Boys Town,
Irving Berlin, Alexander's Ragtime Band.
The Citadel, Four Daughters, Grand Illusion, Jezebel, Pygmalion, and Tess.
good movie.
Those were some pretty good movies. In 37, up against Life of Emile Zola, The Awful Truth, Captain's Courageous, Dead End, Old Chicago, Lost Horizon. I find this one interesting. 100 Men and a Girl, which I've never heard of.
You just find,
Don't-
the,
I-
you
yeah,
find
I-
the name interesting. 100
yeah, I
Men and a
don't-
Girl.
I don't
What's
know
going
that
on
movie.
there? Oh, yeah,
You know,
Smurfs.
Smurfs, there's 101. Well, there's 99 Smurfs and Smurfette. But anyhow, then Stage Door and A Star is Born. The first Star.
The first one.
First one. I mean, how many times has Star was Born done? Four times?
four, I think. Yeah, I think it's four.
Yeah.
Because it's that one, and then there was one in the 50s. And then, yeah, because that was like James Mason.
And Judy Garland.
And then it was Barbara Streisand and Chris Christopherson. And then the new one with Bradley Cooper and Gaga.
37, when Great Ziegfeld won, which I liked as a movie. It was up against Anthony Adverse, Dodsworth, Live Old Lady, which is a rom-com that I do have on DVD, but I haven't watched it yet. Mr. Deeds Goes to Town.
Which is a really good Capra.
Yeah. Romeo
Yeah.
and Juliet. San Francisco, The Story of Louis Pasteur, and A Tale of Two Cities and Three Smart Girls.
They really liked the biographies in the 30s. Have you noticed
yeah.
that?
But I want to say, like, we didn't talk about Emile Zola, right? Like, that was a good movie. And I didn't know anything about Emile Zola. And so, like, from a historic perspective, I felt like that was an example, Paul, where I learned a lot about history by watching this movie.
Yeah.
You know, and also how they walked out on anti-Semitism in that movie too, right?
Yeah. So that is our first brush with kind of prejudice and injustice, although they definitely watered it down more than they needed to, which we didn't like. But we'll see more. In Gentleman's Agreement, they will confront it head on.
Oh, yeah.
But it's going to be a long time until we see anything about racism against African Americans.
36 on Mutiny on the Bounty. Alice Adams, which I'm not familiar with.
It saved Katharine Hepburn's career.
Oh, tell us more.
She had been labeled like box office poison in the early 30s after a string of movies that didn't do great. Alice Adams is like the movie that the movie going public like fell back in love with her, and it probably like helped save her career early in those early days.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kate is our.
I love Kate on these things.
I know. Well, you
It's
know,
so great. It's so great. It's so
I do.
Great to be on with her.
I love the movies, and I don't know why. I remember these things.
Hollywood.
I know. I just remember these little tidbits.
Other movies from that year were Broadway Melody of 1936,
Not to be confused
Not
with
can be. Yeah.
1929.
Captain Flood, David Copperfield, The Informer, Les Miserables, The Lives of a Bengal Lancer, which I've seen, A Midsummer's Night's Dream, which
Oh,
I've
the
seen,
pretzels.
Naughty Marietta, Ruggles of Red Gap, and Cotton. So those were the other movies from 36. 35, we had The Barretts of Whipple Street, Cleopatra.
Was it the Elizabeth Taylor Cleopatra? No.
No. I wonder. Yeah.
The Gay Divorcee, Here Comes the Navy,
Fred and
Midnight
Ginger.
Love, The Thin Man, the first
Which
Thin Man
is such a great movie. It's a delightful movie.
Viva Villa and The White Parade. And then Cavalcade, I think, I said what the Cavalcade was.
Yeah.
Did you say the gay divorcee?
The gay
I
divorcee.
assume that doesn't mean what it means today.
Not the same thing.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Just
happy divorcee.
Yeah.
Just marry.
Grand Hotel was Aerosmith, Bad Girl, The Champ, which is a part tugging movie. 5-star Final. 1 Hour with You, Shanghai Express, and The Smiling Lieutenant. Of those, the only one I've seen is The Champ. And I think I've seen 5-star Final. It's about the newspaper,
Oh, nice.
because that was the final edition, was the 5-star.
Yeah.
And I can remember when I was a young attorney in Columbus, the Citizens Journal, which came out in the morning, they had like 4 or 5 different editions, depending on how far out into the suburbs it went. And in downtown Columbus, you could get the 5-star edition.
Cool.
And that's not been that long ago.
No, that's cool.
Yeah. Okay. Then 32, when our favorites are on Eastland, The Front Page, Skippy, and Trader Horn, which I've never heard of any of those. And back then they were just doing 5.
Yeah.
All Quiet on the Western Front, The Big House, Disraeli, The Divorcee, and Love Parade, Broadway Melody with Alibi, Hollywood Review, in Old Arizona, and The Patriots. I've never heard of any of those. And Wings, that was just 3 of them nominated, Seventh Heaven, and The Racket. So we had some great movies.
But like, look at how much this is what I've also reflected on in this project. From 1929 to 1939. 1939, like those movies, Kate's seen every single, right? Kate, you saw every single
I've seen
1939
every single one of those movies.
of 1939. They're like all so good that film buff Kate, not me,
Like
but
true classics.
right,
Yeah.
and
And all made during the Depression, too.
right, true, and 29. We don't know any of them.
Right.
Like that's how fast the movie industry moved. I mean, that's so amazing.
Yeah.
And how it really gripped the American public so quickly. Even though you'd have to wait 2 years to see it in Van Wert, Ohio, as we've been told many times. But
No, but it's true. I mean, it really became a juggernaut. And like to your point about the Depression, so many of the movies that like I know and like grew up watching, they were musicals. They were light. It's like the Hollywood musicals like Fred and Ginger, like became a thing. And, just these lighthearted, lose yourself, in the fun on the screen and, forget about your troubles for a while. Very much clear in how this has progressed in the 30s.
also, no Shirley Temple movies,
True.
even nominated. Is that right?
I think they got nominated for different things,
But not for Best Picture.
but not for best picture.
Interesting.
Yeah, right? Yeah, I
That's
think they
interesting.
got nominated for different things. Yeah, because she was a big
I know.
star.
That's kind of something that was missing, I would say, from these Best Pictures with Shirley Temple.
I think if you go through this,
The Bible?
80 years of the Oscar,
Yeah, surely. There were
Shirley-
other
Shirley's
things.
in there, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure she is, but I just thought that was none of her
Yeah.
pictures were up for Best Picture. So that's interesting.
We see a lot of the same actors repeated.
Yeah.
To that point, like we do see a lot of the same actors and directors
Yeah.
kind of repeated through the decade getting nominated.
We see Lionel Barrymore go from his very
Such a nice, kind character.
in Grand Hotel, he can still get around,
Yep.
he can walk, but by the time you can't take it
Yep.
with you, he is already struggling. His arthritis has
Yeah.
really clicked in,
Wow.
and he's struggling to get around.
Right.
And then, of course, shortly thereafter, when It's a Wonderful Life, he's in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
he was a tremendous actor of that age.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. So many years ago, there was a silent movie theater in Los Angeles on Fairfax Boulevard that was actually playing the silent movies, and there was it probably not coincidentally, it happened to be near like this retirement building, and there was a guy that lived in the retirement building who used to be one of the piano players during the silent movie era. I mean, he was on the older side, and so I actually went to like one of the showings of the Buster Keaton movie. I cannot tell you the title. And so we actually had the guy who was like playing the piano
cool.
as the live music during the actual movie. And so it is interesting to see how movies have obviously progressed since then.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Anything else you want to say about your favorite movie? Is there one you dislike the most, Dan? That you liked the least
Oh,
of the decade?
The decade.
yeah, I would have to say the one I disliked the least.
Or liked the least, I mean.
Was I liked the least was Cinnamon,
Cimarron, really?
Cimarron.
Not Cavalcade.
not Cavalcade.
I think mine was Cavalcade.
Was Cavalcade?
Because I did like the passage of time in Cimarron, history. And I
And
remember
the scene in the beginning.
Yeah, and I remember commenting about the Broadway melody that it was better than I thought it was going to be, because I just kind of I appreciated the kind of like the behind the scenes aspect of it, of seeing like the stage production. Yeah.
Can you make the cauliflower with white sauce again? That was really good.
I can.
Nice.
Eddie remembers the movie.
Yeah. What was our best food of the decade?
I made the coq au vin.
Coq au vin.
It was good.
For Mazzolo. That was great.
Yeah, that was really good. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What was your least favorite?
It would be easy to say Gone with the Wind, but there are as a film, there are redeeming qualities about the way the filming of it. For me, it's really Cavalcade. I really just did not care for it. I think Sam said it. It committed the cardinal sin of being boring.
Yeah.
It was so boring.
Even with the Titanic sinking.
I found it to be so boring. The Titanic has sunk on many a show, and I didn't find it that
They
boring.
made that boring.
I mean, they kicked off an entire series called Downton Abbey with the sinking of the Titanic. It could have been great, but it was boring in this movie.
You allowed to see that in this house?
I said it was good. Downton Abbey is great.
Okay.
Cavalcade was not.
Well, and the title is hard for me because Cavalcade sounds like a Western name, and I
know.
keep on going. Now, what is this movie?
Which
Like,
one?
it doesn't make any sense that it's British. And
Well,
so,
I had to reread the summary of Cavalcade to remember which one it was. I didn't have to do that with any of the others.
Yeah.
I really had to jog my memory.
Well, and you wonder how it went, because it's a lot of it's about the Boer War in South Africa, which who the hell knows about
Nobody.
that? What American
Again, though,
What American can even tell you what
it is.
continent
I
that
feel like
war
it's
is on?
it's referred to in Downton Abbey. They didn't belabor it. It's referred to Downton Abbey. Great show. It doesn't have to be boring.
Doesn't that work?
I did, Sam. I knew about it because I did a term paper.
And yeah,
in
that's how they
college
knew
on
each
the
other.
World War.
Well, you're a history buff, so I mean, yeah. I mean, I know a little
Breaker
bit
was
about.
actually
Have you ever
two
seen that movie
World
Breaker
Wars.
Morant?
I think
Oh, that's a great movie.
I think Sam, the most exciting Sam got in the whole movie of Cavalcade was when they had the like explanation and they brought up the Boer War and he was like, yeah, and that was it.
I know. Downhill.
And I went back to sleep.
Okay.
There's a great poem called "The Boots" about the Boer Wars.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah, so it's not the war that's holding up this movie.
So,
No.
Okay.
Don't think so.
Paul, your least favorite?
Oh, cavalcade. Yeah.
Cavalcade.
I would have thought you would have liked Cavalcade because it's kind of like hiking. They were hiking through the street.
Whoa.
Southbound, Paul. Southbound.
As I said, yeah, Cavalcade and Broadway Melody are at the bottom for me.
Sam hated Broadway
Yeah,
Melody.
you were really not. a
I
fan.
liked it because, if they're singing, I'm
know.
usually happy. So,
Suey has everything in it.
yeah.
Chop suey.
Why
I
he
do.
had Chinese that night.
Oh, that's right.
Underwear.
That's right. I liked it.
Yeah, that's right.
I never bought into caring about the characters in that movie.
That's a good point. Yeah.
That was part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On Broadway Melody.
Yeah.
God, it's hard to pick the worst.
Oh, well,
For me,
For it, Nan.
yeah, it's got to be Gone with the Wind. I'm sorry, it's just so damn. It's like I still talk about how terrible Gone with the Wind was, so I think it has to
I
be
think
that
it's
for
still a
me.
movie like people should see it. Like they
Agreed.
should see like how people thought at that time. That was like where the mainstream was, like in the portrayal of African Americans and the portrayal of the war.
of the losing Confederacy.
Yeah, that's fair.
and-
That's fair.
Yeah.
People should see it.
People should see it to skewer it.
Yeah.
Yes, to be outraged by it. It's an outrage machine. I like it.
Okay, well, I think we have pretty much gone through the 30s.
Oh, Sam
got
has
something
one.
else to say?
Oh, I got one more thing I wanted to mention. I was just kind of looking through these for some themes.
Yeah.
And so one thing I noticed, and this is broader than just the 30s, but 9 of the first 13 movies take place in Europe,
Yeah.
or primarily in Europe, and I'm counting like Mutiny on the Bounty in that because it's an English ship.
Yeah.
So 9 of the first 13, but then only I think it's 3 of the next 17 are in Europe.
They lost
So-
to the Nazis. So.
Some of that is because we had some movies about the world wars,
Yep.
but I think it's interesting. I think like the America itself and the film industry was kind of like finding its footing and developing itself. So you had early on more movies that were taking place
Yeah.
in Europe, and then as like we got more confident and we got more powerful, more of the movies are taking place in America primarily.
So that you're saying from like 1929 to 1940.
43, I think, like 9 out of 13 or something like that are taking place in Europe.
Okay, yeah, I just did the
Good
30s.
observation,
Yeah.
5 were in America.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But then the other,
Melody,
yeah,
Cimarron.
right.
It Happened One Night,
Right. You can't take it with you.
Can't Take It With You, Great Ziegfeld, and
Gone with the Wind.
Yeah, but then you go into the next ones. Rebecca.
Yeah.
But then the first 3 in the
How
40s
Green
are
Was
in
My
Europe.
Belt. Yeah, Mrs.
Yeah.
Miniver.
Possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all. Those
Yeah.
are all Europe. Yeah,
They're all Europe. Yeah.
except Casablanca is in Africa.
Yeah, but not American.
Oh yeah. Not America.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Right.
Okay, anybody else got any words of wisdom on the 30s before we bid adieu?
No, only to say for me that I can't imagine voting on some of these years, right? Like a voter in 1939 of the Academy voting on the Best Picture. What
Oh,
a
wow.
difficult
Yeah.
decision, right? And I think that I mentioned in the beginning, I have a theory on why some of these movies that maybe, first of all, we're looking at it through a modern lens. And so maybe we don't appreciate some of the movies now the way it would have been appreciated then. But I do think some of it is just plain old, American, the votes got split. some of these years, like, you know, there are years when it's really thin on the ground in terms of like what's good. And it's really obvious that like one is better than the other nominees. But some of these years, it's like the votes certainly were being split.
Yeah.
Good movies, you know, good movies didn't win, but I'm sure garnered lots of votes.
Yeah.
And so, you know, it's just
Yeah.
a matter of,
It can be political.
Yeah, it can be
And
political.
I think another factor, I think the bigger budget, bigger epics probably have an advantage because
Yeah,
more
absolutely.
people worked on them who are
Absolutely.
then going to vote.
yep. I think all those things have to be playing a role here because there are some really good movies that didn't win.
And so you're
Sitting
saying,
here.
It's
so
just a great
you're
movie,
seeing,
guys, I hope.
you're saying, so like in Gone with the Wind, if they wouldn't have had that Atlanta scene where those thousands of people are laying on the ground when Sherman walked
I mean,
through,
possibly.
Wizard of Oz would have won.
Potentially. But what I'm really saying is they all probably got a lot of votes, and it probably came down to very few
Yeah,
to
yeah.
tip one over the edge.
Yeah, that's true. I think like for me, the Wizard of Oz,
I know.
just to me.
While you were talking,
Yeah.
I was thinking about the logistics because obviously, if you're voting, you have to have seen the movie. And nowadays, you can just get the DVD or whatever.
Right. They
and see it at
send
home.
DVDs to your home, right?
And then you would have had to like actually go and see the movie, either in a commercial theater or they have special screenings. But you still have to get yourself to that location.
Such a fancy podcast. Where the flip phone.
Yeah, I mean, we need a kangaroo court here to punish people if their phone rings during the broadcast.
Be a second char then.
I love it. I love the song when it starts and it's Dan's podcast.
It's called The Whistling Wizard.
I love it. I love it.
Probably one of the few guys left in the world that has that.
You and Chuck Schumer.
When I got this new cell phone,
No.
like 5 or 6 years ago, they were no longer offering the Whistling Wizard, but the woman worked for like 45 minutes at the Verizon store to get it removed from my phone.
No.
Yes, she did. And I said, I'm so impressed. I want to tip you. And I pulled out a 20 and she said, I can't take this. And I said, well, I'll tell you what, I'm leaving it on the desk. If you want to throw it away, throw it away. And I got up and got my can and walked out. And everybody loves the Whistling Wizard.
It is a nice way to enter and to end the
They should
podcast.
take that back.
There you go.
And the Whistling Wizard.
Text Dan at the end of every podcast so we can
Right.
close on
Somebody
this.
call.
Yeah, we'll call you, and then that'll be the end song. I'll see if I can find it and add it to the front end.
So I think the wine and the Grippo salted chip or pretzels are
Getting
starting to
to
get
us.
to everybody.
Yeah.
So I think we're done with the 30s. So I want to tell everybody the next time you'll be hearing from us, we'll be back at a regular dinner with Dan.
We're not doing the 40s?
No, just the 30s.
Just wait. We're going to be doing the next time you hear us eating dinner and clanking dishes and stuff, we'll be doing Lawrence of Arabia
With a special guest.
with a special guest, Steve Shulker.
Oh, yay!
Steve
good to see
Shulker
Steve.
is going to somehow get into my house,
Perfect.
and he'll be doing here. So we have better than a week to figure out what kind of Arabic food we're going to eat. So anyhow,